launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, November 28th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Honoring your commitments and learning to be true to your word is one of those things that goes a long way towards building trust and confidence with other people. Not to mention what it does for your own self-esteem as it boosts the confidence you have in your own ability to execute. And if there's one thing that we've learned about Nick Walker during these first few years of his career, it's that he's someone who's been true to his word every step of the way. So the fact that he's saying that he's going to shock the world with his performance at the Mr. Olympia this year should probably be setting off some alarm bells, because based on his track record, when he puts something out there into the universe, more often than not, what ends up happening? More often than not, that's what ends up happening. He doesn't just talk a good game, the man goes out and executes. And when someone's done that over and over and over again, it makes them dangerous, because that level of extreme confidence only comes from stacking up wins. I'm not so sure if needing to stack so many plates on a bar that you actually have to use a powerlifting band to keep them on is necessarily a good thing. But I do know that it's a problem that 99% of the people who step into the gym would love to have, especially if you've had the sort of success that Martin Fitzwater has had during his first 2 years on a pro stage. Aside from moving some pretty ridiculous weight, the other early indications that we've seen from Martin and his team during this early part of his off-season have been overwhelmingly positive, which leads you to believe that he's well on his way towards taking another leap ahead whenever he decides to get rolling again next season. Up to this point, he's done all things and checked all boxes that you'd hope to see from someone in his position. So as long as he stays the course and doesn't get sucked into deviating into any of the nonsense, 2023 could end up being a breakout type of season for Martin. Now, here's the thing. With all due respect to anyone out there maxing out the belt squat, we can all agree that stacking up an impossible number of plates on the deadlift bar and being able to rip off that bad boy off the floor for reps is completely a different animal. Because if we can agree to that, then we should also be able to agree on the fact that Joe Mackey is a completely different sort of animal that pretty much none of us will ever be able to relate to. In all the years that we've been doing this show, Joe's the only person I can remember who made it onto ESPN's radar based solely on what he's doing in the gym. And that in and of itself is a testament to how much of a beast he is compared to everyone else out there. And he's done all of that while making some pretty dramatic improvements as a bodybuilder too. At this point, the only real weakness on his resume is that he's still searching for his first pro win and Olympia qualification. And he probably isn't all that far off either. And depending on how well his offseason shakes out, it might only be a matter of time before he checks that one off his list as well. And our final update of the day is coming in the form of a get well soon shout out to Roelly Winklaar as he starts on the long road to recovery after undergoing surgery to repair what he's describing as some pretty significant damage to his shoulder. At certain points over the last year and change, there have been a lot of conversations that we've had by various talking heads about what's been going on with Roelly Winklaar and whether or not his best days as a competitive bodybuilder were behind him. And to be completely honest, we still don't know the answer to that question. But at least now we do know that he's been dealing with some stuff that's prevented him from, training at full capacity, which does give some sort of an explanation for the decline in his placings. So if he does plan to make another run at adding a few more highlights to his Hall of Fame resume, this feels like a solid first step in the right direction, which means that there's a chance that we could see the beast back and better than ever at some point during the 2023 season. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.